everyone, Yensid Organist here, and welcome back to another episode of OrgelCraft. Hope y'all are having a good day today. Last episode, we started work on our custom biome for the Enchanted Forest. And I have done no work since the last episode because I need to go collect a lot of resources to finish this off, at least to finish the ground off. And I have a gravel problem, as in I don't have any. I traveled about 4,000 blocks in the last episode to find a windswept gravel hills biome that got me a little over a shulker bucks of gravel after I cleared the whole thing out. That's not going to cut it, and I use a lot of concrete powder in my concrete powder in my builds, so I need to do something about that. And honestly, there's a real easy way to get gravel. It is the bartering farm. I've cleared this bartering farm out, but this would definitely be the way to get lots of gravel for essentially no work. It's really loud in here. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have almost no gold here. So, we have this gold farm. How are you all... Oh. I was like, how are they all still alive? What am I... Oh, they have spears! Oh, good grief. And now we gotta turn down hostile mob sounds because very loud in here. Yeah, the problem is we don't get the drops from these that we used to get. So we're going to try something. We're going to step off of here and we're going to see if that will get them to stop coming in. No, they all seem to be still coming, which is maybe not the best thing. So I'm going to do that, and what I want to try to do is I want to, hopefully I'm not going to be about to get attacked, I want to break all of the minecarts that we have in here. There's a lot of minecarts in there. Those are all getting spit into the lava, aren't they? Yes, they are. Haha. That's fine. We don't have an iron problem. So then, if we drop everybody in here, I should be able to kill all of them manually. We'll still get all of the drops, and we'll get the XP. The trouble is, the nice thing is, they do all seem to still be coming in here. Because it used to be they needed line... Ow! Okay, these spears are going to be a problem. We're gonna just drop everybody in here. Yeah, so not quite sure the best fix for this, but I think it's definitely to at least convert it to a fully manual farm and go from there. So added armor stands in front of each of these, and it kind of works. I did find that I actually don't have to be standing up on this platform in order to be able to get them. Now, this one I can't quite reach because of the distance. But I found that I could actually stand down here on the floor, and I was having pretty much the effect that I needed. Just kind of walking in circles, swiping at these armor stands. Yeah, and then waiting for more of them to come in. But yeah, got a fair amount of gold in a couple of minutes. I got plenty of levels from that, and then I have my bartering farm working here. Oh, good. I keep getting these guys showing up where they're not supposed to be spawning. But yeah, so theoretically, we should now have... I don't know what chest it's in. It's in one of these. Ah, there we go. Yes, we are, in fact, getting a little bit of gravel. Not a ton at the moment, but I have a ton loaded into the system. So, yeah, as they keep trading, we'll get a whole bunch more resources. So it's at least a temporary fix. I don't like the fact that it's manual, but the gold farm, we always knew it was going to become a manual farm. So at least it's something that, you know, I have the ability to get gold and then get this bartering farm running again. I don't normally do this, but I am highly annoyed at YouTube right now, and so we're going to do a little bit of a talky time-lapse here, and I am going to rant about something that has really annoyed me this past week. So, in my episode last week, I teased that I was going to be starting a new series, and I was planning to do a series in the game Palworld. This game has been in early access for a couple years and finally moved to full release a couple of weeks ago. And I've been wanting to get back into it, and I thought it would be kind of fun to do a series here on YouTube. I mean, it's not Minecraft, but there are building aspects to it. There's exploration. I figured it was similar enough to stuff that I have done that it would be a good fit for the channel. So I recorded a video, I put it out, and after 24 hours, it had 0 views. So, out of curiosity, I went and looked at my analytics, and one of the things that YouTube will show me is impressions, and this is basically who has seen the thumbnail for my video come across their feed. So, I looked at my OrgelCraft episode from Monday, which had been 4 days, and that had roughly 10,000 impressions. It's pretty good. It's the mainstay of my channel. My time at Porsche video, which was about 48 hours out at that point, had a little over 1,000 impressions. Pretty good, considering that kind of game has been around my channel for over a year and a half now. My Palworld video had 95 impressions over 24 hours. 95, a tenth of what Porsche has. A game that has just had a major update, you know, is kind of back in the mainstream being talked about, gets 95 impressions. A niche game from 8 years ago that hardly anybody has heard about, that has 1,000 impressions in 2 days. I could not believe it. So I did something that I have not done in nearly 10 years of doing YouTube. I actually deleted a video, because having metrics like that will drag everything else down. It will cause YouTube to not push my other videos out, and yeah, I would kind of like my videos to succeed. So yeah, for the first time ever, I have deleted a video, and I'm kind of upset because I really wanted to get back into that game, and I just don't have the time to dedicate to it if I'm not making a series out of it. So yeah. So anyway, that's my rant. No Palworld series on this channel. Unfortunately, YouTube has decided it knows better what my viewers like. Welcome back, everyone. We're done! Sort of. Not even close. If you didn't see him in the time lapse, we have a husk camel. This is Merle. Got him when I was AFKing at my industrial area in the last episode, and I thought he belonged here. So yeah, so our terrain is all done. I have not done the glow lichen, and I have not done the skulk veins on the side of the nylium. I have also not skulkified the bottom of the lakes here. So that will be coming, but I'm out of materials. If we look in this chest here, this is all that I have left after multiple trips of gathering resources. So yeah, so that's where we are. That's where we're leaving it for now. I'm gonna need some of this, so I'm gonna grab that. But yeah, I will work on getting the little bits done when I can. But right now, it's more important that we work on getting this episode somewhere closer to completion. We are not going to finish this project today because we're going to need a wall to keep our skeleton horses in. Merle here likes to wander up here. He can't get up here anymore, but yeah, he liked to wander up here. I thought I lost him a couple of times. So yeah, so I have been playing around in creative with trees, and I have a couple different types that I'm going to do, and I think we're going to basically do this in 2 sections. So this area over here, like from this hillside down, we are going to do some wool and concrete powder trees I have a design that I use for that, and we're going to do a color gradient along here. I think it's going to look really nice when we have a lot of trees and can do it over a large area. And then the rest of the area is going to be my glass trees, and, well, I don't really feel like gathering that much glass right now because that's an insane amount of resources that I'm going to need. So we're going to start with the easier project. And yeah, let me get one of these trees built and I'll show you what we are working with. Okay, so I did more than one tree. Yeah, put a couple in just to kind of get a feel for how they look over here. And yeah, so we've got that started. And I also did one of a second color so you can kind of see where the gradient goes. So basically like 3 colors, you know, going through the tree, and then the gradient will progress from there. So, you know, the top 2 colors move down, we add a color, and then it will go from there. And yeah, so that's what we've got going so far. And apparently I didn't turn my Lightmatica off, which is alright. But yeah, so we've got these trees started, and then they're just going to fill up this whole area down here. I'm not quite sure exactly how I want to run it. Right now I've got 4. I'm thinking it might expand like to 5 or 6 in a row. But yeah, so we'll just kind of see how it goes. I think that I have enough materials for 6 of each of the trees before I have to go get more. So yeah, I'm going to keep working on this and see how far we can get. Several dozen trees later, and showing this off at night because of how cool it looks, and we have the makings of a forest. Now, not quite done, because if we go up here you can see I didn't quite have enough materials to fill in this little section, this little bit of land here, and then this little bit right here, which I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with that in terms of finishing this area off. But I really like how this has turned out. It is absolutely amazing what you can do with one tree, because this is literally the same design for every tree. I have just rotated it, mirrored it, and then of course changed the materials used so that we have our gradient. But yeah, I think the height of the terrain makes it work, and yeah, it really doesn't look uniform when you look at it from a distance. And yeah, I think it's a really nice effect. Yeah, and I love how the colors fade across the way. So looks really good. But yeah, this is our one tree. We could call it a one tree hill. No, that's a ridiculous name. All right. Well, that is done for now. I'm out of resources for that at the moment. But yeah, so I'd like to get started on working the trees over here, and these are going to be our glass trees. Now I have a few more tree designs for this. I have 3 specific trees that I have designed, basically 3 sizes. They're all a similar style. And then multiple different colors, again, like we have over here. So I need to go get a lot of glass, and we're going to get started working on that. And so we've got 3 of our glass trees in. We have a large tree up on the hill, right here. We have a medium-sized tree down by the lake. And then we have a smaller tree over here. And yeah, I wanted to do one of each, just kind of showcase the designs. So the smaller ones have a little bit of a gradient to the canopies, whereas the medium and the large have just blocks of color for the different limbs of the tree. But I really like these designs. Yeah, working with glass is insane. I don't understand how Scar does the things that he does. You know, whether he's freeforming that, I don't know if he uses Lightmatica. Trying to figure out like where to place things in Lightmatica is very difficult. You know, and then being able to tell what you've even placed, also difficult. So, yeah, but I like these trees. I think the overall effect is going to be good. I think we need a lot more of them. I have gathered several shulker boxes worth of resources, and this is only half of the glass that I have. I have sand to make another 4 shulker boxes, so I have plenty. I think my plan is to do one of each of the large trees. I have 4 different color schemes for the large trees. I think I have 4 for the medium as well, but we'll probably sprinkle a few more mediums in. But the large take up a decent footprint. So, you know, want to make sure that I have room for each of those. Probably the higher areas. And then sprinkle in a lot of the smaller ones. So, yeah, so that's the start. But yeah, this is a lot of work. It's late, and I need to still get time-lapse footage edited. So I think this is where we're going to call it for now, but I'm really happy with how things are shaping up in our Enchanted Forest. And then in terms of projects for next time, I need to figure out what I'm doing with the riverbed. We need to finish up the lake beds over here, add some more trees, and then we got to do all of the ground foliage. So all of the flowers, the coral, all the little things here and there. I'm a little concerned. I don't know if skeleton horses will climb these, but I'm a little worried about them climbing these and then falling off and taking massive amounts of fall damage. So we might keep these a little bit lower to the ground. You know, we can break that off there and then plant some more. So, and then we'd have to shear the end, which I don't have shears on me at the moment. So, yeah. So definitely a lot more work to do, but I think I'm optimistic that we will be able to finish this project in the next episode. Also, I have a whole bunch of skeleton horses I have to bring over, and they all need names. So, since this is a fantasy forest, you know, I'm going to keep using the word fantasy, because apparently other words are escaping me. But yes, you know, since that's the nature of this build, I would love to hear some name suggestions for our skeleton horses. You know, they can be names from books that you've read or movies that you've watched that you enjoy. But yeah, would love to have suggestions for that. I certainly have plenty that I can draw from because I love reading fantasy. But yeah, would like to hear your thoughts as well. So I think that is where we are going to call it for an episode. So thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe. Thank you for watching. See ya real soon.